When people get a hold of a bag of money, they tend to buy all the things they lack. But sometimes, even though what they try to buy can be bought, the quality they get is subpar. These are 5 things you should never try to buy with money. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Friends. First of all, let's take a moment to define what we mean by buying friends with money. Now, this could take on many forms, from showering your acquaintances with lavish gifts to straight up paying people to spend time with you. In some cases, it might not even be intentional. You might simply find yourself surrounded by people who are only interested in your wealth and not you as a person. At first, it might feel great to have such a large social circle and be the center of attention. But over time, you'll start to realize that something's missing. Your friends might not actually care about you as a person, and they might not be there for you when you really need them most. They may only be interested in your money and the perks that come with it. And this can be a very lonely experience. You might find yourself longing for deeper connections with people, but not knowing where to turn. After all, you've spent so long curating a social circle based on your wealth, it can be difficult to know who genuinely cares about you. When you try to buy friends with money, you're sending a message that you don't believe in your own worth as a person. You're essentially saying, I'm not interesting or likable enough on my own, so I have to pay people to hang out with me. And this can be very damaging to your self-esteem and your ability to form genuine connections with others. This is actually happening a lot in China. Since almost every aspect of entertainment is either banned or severely restricted, live streaming has become the most popular way to connect. But some are trying to connect a little bit too much. People are spending thousands of dollars each month donating to their favorite streamers, thinking this will make them friends. They actually believe they have a genuine connection with those streamers. There's an entire industry built on this behavior. But back to the point, real friendships are based on shared experiences, common interests, and genuine affection for one another. And that just can't be bought or sold. When you try to use money as a substitute for those things, you're robbing yourself of the chance to form real connections with people. When you focus on buying friends with money, you're often missing out on the opportunity to form relationships with people who do share your values and interests. You might be surrounding yourself with people who are only interested in what you can offer them, rather than people who truly understand and appreciate you for who you are. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Or in other words, true friendship is greater than just the material benefits it might bring. When you focus on building genuine connections with people, you'll find the rewards are immeasurable. And on a similar note, love. When you use money as a means to attract love, you're essentially placing a transactional value on human connection. At the heart of any genuine and meaningful relationship is mutual affection, respect, and a shared understanding. These are things that cannot be bought with money, and trying to do so often leads to a hollow and insecure relationship. When money becomes the primary focus in a relationship, love and emotional connections, they take a back seat, and the front seat is taken by an unbalanced power dynamic. The person on the receiving end of the money might begin to feel like they owe something to the person providing it, leading to a sense of obligation rather than genuine emotional connection. And the person providing that money will feel the need to always be on top of their game in order to keep their crown. And in addition to the negative emotional impact, attempting to buy love with money can also lead to financial strain. Constantly buying gifts, paying for lavish experiences, and offering financial support can quickly deplete your resources and leave you feeling overwhelmed and isolated. Relationships that are based solely on financial transactions are not only unsustainable, but they can lead to a sense of emptiness and isolation that can be very difficult to overcome. If you find yourself in a position where you feel the need to use money as a means to attract love, take a step back and evaluate your priorities. We could even hold your hand through that process and help guide you toward better and healthier relationships through the valuable insights woven into our learning packs and daily sessions on the Alux app. We have life and relationship coaches, neuroscientists, and psychologists infusing our app content with plenty of knowledge and actionable ways that you can improve your self-awareness, relationships, and career. True love can't be bought. It needs to be nurtured and cared for, and we'll help you to get below the surface and understand how to create more meaningful bonds in your life. Go to Alux.com/app to get started today. All right, back to the video. Another thing you should never try to buy with money is power. Money can be a powerful tool, and it's no secret it can open doors that would otherwise remain closed. However, when money is used solely as a means to buy power, it can quickly become a double-edged sword that ultimately leads to dishonor and avoidance. When you use money to buy power, you're essentially placing yourself above others and creating an unbalanced power dynamic. Those who buy power with money do so out of a sense of entitlement or a desire for control. They might believe that their wealth entitles them to a higher status or greater influence, and they may use their financial resources to bully or intimidate others into submission. However, this approach is not only unethical, but it's ultimately unsustainable. When you rely solely on money to exert power, you're essentially setting yourself up for a fall. Your reputation may suffer, your relationships will be strained or even severed, and you may ultimately find yourself alone and isolated. When you build power with money, people will try to steal it from you. But when you build power with consistency and massive amounts of action and achievements, people will want to work for you. Those who truly understand the nature of power don't rely on wealth to achieve it. Influence. Influence is the product of consistency over time. Anyone can start an Instagram account today and buy millions of followers. That doesn't make you an influencer. Nobody cares what you have to say. When people try to buy influence, they essentially buy a fancy storefront that leads to a broom closet. There's no depth, no essence. On top of that, you signal to others that your loyalty and support can be bought, and this attracts people who are only interested in what you can give them. Moreover, when you try to buy influence with money, you often end up compromising your own values and principles. You might find yourself making decisions that are not in your best interest, but rather in the interest of those who have bought your loyalty. And this erodes your own sense of self-worth and integrity and ultimately leads to a sense of emptiness and loneliness. Influence is earned through your actions, your character, and your ability to inspire and motivate others. It's about the real impact you can have. You cannot pay your way up into becoming a role model for others. And we'll let you in on a little secret about influence. People will forget what you said or what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. That's why sometimes you could be mad at someone and forget why exactly. That feeling doesn't go away. And that's what true influence is all about. It's how you make others feel. If you look at the most influential people in history, you're not going to find any billionaires. Now, there is one area where influence can be bought, and that's in politics, but that's for another day. Respect. Money is often thought of as a means to acquire respect. It's believed that when we have money, we can use it to buy the respect of others. However, the truth is that buying respect with money is not only ineffective, but it can actually lead to disrespect and dishonor. When you use money to buy respect, you're essentially trying to force others to respect you. And this approach is not only arrogant, but it's also a sign of weakness. It shows that you don't have the confidence to earn respect on your own merit and instead rely on external factors such as wealth to achieve it. Moreover, those who try to buy respect with money often fail to understand that true respect is earned through actions, not possessions. It's not enough to simply have money or to flaunt your wealth. Respect is something that is earned over time through your actions and the way you treat others. In fact, when you try to buy respect with money, you often end up alienating yourself from others. Your arrogance and sense of entitlement can be off-putting to those around you, and you might find that you're not able to build genuine connections or relationships. It's important to remember that respect cannot be bought or sold. It's it's earned through our actions and our character. When we act with integrity, when we treat others with kindness and respect, and when we demonstrate a genuine interest in their well-being, we naturally earn their respect and admiration. Furthermore, it's important to remember that true respect is not about being liked by everyone. In fact, trying to please everyone can often lead to a loss of respect. When we're too focused on pleasing others, we can come across as insecure or inauthentic, which can erode the respect others can have for you. Instead, true respect comes from staying true to your values and principles, even when it's not the popular choice. When we have courage to stand up for what we believe in, to take risks, and to make difficult decisions, that's when we earn the respect of those around us. Commitment. Can top talent be bought? Well, of course. Can you make top talent work for you for years on end and be committed to your goal? No. You see, the more you work with people, the more you realize that just because you pay a premium for a service or you hire someone who is highly qualified, that doesn't mean they'll do their best. You see this happening in traditional sports, where teams pay millions of dollars for a star player, only for them to underperform or not be as interested as they thought. That's because you can pay someone to do their job, but you can't buy their full expertise and commitment. Top talent doesn't really care about money as long as their needs are covered. They need strong leaders, strong teams, and a clear mission and reason to be invested. You'd think that someone would do their best work just because you pay them. But reality doesn't work like that. People also need their personal interests to be aligned with yours. You need to see eye to eye, so to speak. And if that doesn't happen, then you don't have synergy. And have you ever had to work with someone extremely talented, but you just couldn't connect with them? For example, this happens often in the gaming industry, where you've got small indie studios making far better games than corporations with budgets of hundreds of millions of dollars. A dedicated and passionate team will always beat one that's being held together by contracts and duct tape. So, Aluxers, have you ever tried to buy any of these things with money? And how did that work out for you? Let us know in the comments. We're eager to see what you have to say. And as a thank you for sticking around until the end, we've got a bonus for you. One more thing you can't buy with money: progress. Because look, there's no substitute for putting in the hours. You cannot buy a better version of you. You have to build it. But you know, this doesn't stop some people from trying to buy it with disastrous results. Just compare Instagram with reality and you'll see what we're talking about.